I was today years old, ladies, when I realized this that I'm about to talk with you guys today. This completely stopped me in my tracks. But okay, hey, sorry. Hey, it's your girl Ken. Welcome back to the channel, Simply Serene. I am happy to be here with you all today. Let's go ahead and jump right in. So, to be really transparent with you ladies, I have been talking on this YouTube channel for about a year now, and I don't think that I fully really understood the law. And that's what I love about God, that He still gives us the grace, the space, and the platform to be able to talk and help other people while He's still working on us. And I think that's so beautiful. But I believe I thought I understood the law to a certain extent because I wasn't outwardly breaking the rules. I wasn't murdering anyone. I wasn't doing anything super extreme that would put me on the radar of, wow, this girl is evil. So in my mind, I felt like I had things figured out to some extent. I knew where to draw lines, I knew about self-reflection, and I knew what was wrong and what was right. But it hit me, just because I'm not murdering someone doesn't mean that I understood what do not murder actually means. Because in all seriousness, we can murder people with words. Have you ever popped off at the mouth, like came for someone's jugular and ripped them apart? Like you killed them with your words, just completely killed their spirit. You broke the commandment. You can literally kill someone's spirit with contempt. You can slowly suffocate someone through indifferences, superiority, or dismissive comments, dismissive behavior. And that's when I realized the law goes way deeper than behavior. It's not just directions or a checklist on paper. Hey, I don't smoke. Hey, I don't drink. Check, check. Hey, I wear my clothes up to here. I don't show any breasts. So check, check, check. Hey ladies, so I just wanted to let you know there is a part 1 and a part 2 to this series. Both of the links will be in the bio. Once you actually step into the territory of acting out the law, you see just how hard it is to actually keep it. Oh, God didn't mean just don't kill. He meant all the layers and nuances of do not kill. That's when you realize how impossible it is to navigate this life perfectly. And that's a really uncomfortable space to be in, because suddenly you're not just looking to see what you can keep and how you can look on the outside. You're actually looking at yourself dead in the mirror. I love this part, self-reflection. I realized that the way we talk about modesty, especially the past 2 years, 2024, 2025, it's like a big phenomenon right now. But the crazy part about modesty is it is mostly man-made. It's an attempt to allegedly translate how you feel on the inside into something measurable or tangible that people can see. But the Bible does not give clothing formulas. It doesn't say, hey, don't wear pants and make sure you cover your hair. You can't wear weaves. What it gives are questions of intention. What do you mean behind what you're doing? I don't know if my husband remembers this, but he dropped a gem on me. My husband once told me, when someone isn't really open to advice or hearing you out, the worst thing that you can do for that person is keep providing advice. Instead, he said you want to ask provoking questions, because questions invite people to see their own heart, while rules just tell them what they can't and can't do. So I had a friend who was going through a tough time in her life, and I realized that my advice was starting to irritate her. She'd be like, girl, yeah, you and all that Bible stuff, or yeah, okay, that works for y'all, but that don't work for me, you know, that kind of vibe. And I don't think because it was bad advice, but because sometimes people just aren't in a mental space to hear it. They're just not ready to hear it, and that's okay. And when I stopped telling her what she should do and started asking questions, the vibe shifted. She began on her own to recognize her need for help. And I think that's how God works with us too. He doesn't just hand a dress code and a checklist to us. He asks us questions that reveal what's underneath the dress code. Why are you doing this? And I think I've asked this question before. If you are going outside with, booty shorts on and your cheeks are hanging out and you got on a crop shirt and your breasts are hanging out, and you ask yourself, why are you wearing this? And you can give yourself a good answer as to this is good for you, it's healthy for you, you're helping someone else. If you can answer those questions positively with some type of biblical backing, then I advise you to wear it. I advise you to wear it boldly, not just wear it boldly, because whatever was in your heart when you put that on, that has to answer to God, not the outfit, not the outfit. What was in your heart when you put that on? So again, modesty really isn't about fabric. It really isn't about textures and measurements. It's about why. It's always been about why. Who is your master when you did this? Was it yourself? Was it God? Why are you presenting yourself this way? What are you seeking when you presented yourself this way? What am I communicating to others? And to make the question even deeper, what are you communicating to yourself? I wear this because I feel my body deserves to be on display, for whatever reason that may be. I'm not judging. In that sense, modesty then becomes a part of understanding the law on a deeper level. You're not just going to be applying it literally, but practically, asking what's underneath the behavior, the why, instead of just managing the behavior itself. But then as I'm talking about all of this, ladies, I actually hit a wall in this discovery. I couldn't reconcile in my head if God is abiding in this person, like truly abiding, living in them. God is their Lord. I couldn't make sense of certain choices that women would make that are driven by insecurity or attention seeking or just like sexual signaling, just like doing the most. I couldn't understand it. And it wasn't that I was being judgmental. I actually don't feel that it was judgment so much as it was just confusion. I didn't understand. It was two realities that just didn't line up to me. And after contemplating and praying about this, it hit me. It clicked. This is why I love God so much, because God abiding in someone doesn't mean that they fully understand the law and its depth. It doesn't mean they are finished with their journey. You could be looking at someone that is like just started the journey, but yet you're judging what they're wearing. You can be looking at someone who is close to the end of their journey and still hasn't learned about the modesty part yet. That's actually at the very end of the journey. And they're almost there, but here you come judging them. Here I come judging them. You know what I mean? Just because God abides with someone or shows grace, it doesn't mean that they're finished with their journey. It doesn't mean that their whole being, their diet, their ideologies, and all the shows they watch and everything that they wear was dipped in the blood of Jesus the moment they accepted Christ. Did that happen for you? I mean, because if it did happen that way, then none of us would be sinning. None of us would struggle with pride. None of us would struggle with anger and self-doubt and validation. None of us. This part is so awesome. God's grace does not wait to be given to us, to be experienced. only when we reach the end of our Christian walk. Grace, God living in us, meets you, meets me in the learning of the law. That's why we can't judge. So check this out. The law is the map. If you understand the map, then you understand where the terrain is. You understand that there's different obstacles before you get to your final destination. You understand the depth of the course that you're on. You understand the impossibility of crossing the terrain perfectly. But thank God that Christ is the bridge. He connects us to each piece. His grace is sufficient. You don't even recognize the bridge is necessary until you stand at the edge of the cliff and you're like, dang, I can't get across this on my own. Who the heck am I to judge anyone else when I can't even cross terrain on my own map without the bridge? Without Christ, who am I to judge? Once we understand that, I believe that's when the Bible really comes alive. I believe that that's when hidden secrets in the Bible start really making sense. That's when I believe that the law starts really making sense. Ladies, that's all I have. These are just my thoughts. Some Bible studies that I've been doing, some deep dives, and I felt the need to get on here and share it with you guys, especially since modesty is being taught everywhere. And yeah, it's being taught in a way that can be challenging and not exactly what the Bible is saying about it. Please feel free to comment below. I love hearing from you ladies, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. All right, bye.